Welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host and very good friend is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Love Island UK Series 8, Episode 53. My word, Chris, where would you like to start today?
So we get the dates, don't we? So it was a struggle again, Dave. And I know some people have really enjoyed the baby game from yesterday, and some people really enjoyed the dates. For me, I think the only thing I get out of it is seeing who's had the most budget spent on them. Because that's so obvious usually off the producers. Now, Paige and Adam got a great yacht day, lovely experience. I don't think I'm buying any of it. All the chats just like run-of-the-mill stuff. You know, I think we should run a book on who is actually going to split up first, Dave, when the show finishes, because there's a lot of them. But, Dave, I'm going to say this, and I don't want to say it because of the reality radar. Ekin-Su was doing my head in tonight, Dave.
Oh, my
really
God.
Was so fake. I'm still ride or die with them. They're going to win, and I want him to win. But it was just Davide's going to get absolutely shafted when he gets out of it. And he might do the same to Ekin-Su, to be fair. But he's got a better poker face because they're acting and hamming it up. I was like, I am watching a shit pound stretcher video, a DVD of a movie. So her acting was terrible. I didn't believe anything. And Dave, I tell you what, you know how many I shed as many tears as Ekin-Su tonight, and you know how many that was? Fucking none. Like no tears whatsoever.
His proper soap opera acting was crying, wasn't it? You know, not a tear in sight. Just, I agree, Chris. I've said to you for a few days now that she seems to have gone up a gear with the acting. I don't know what it is, but just really laying it on thick, and it's so transparent, and we know, like, they're all there. They're all still very aware that they're on camera. You know, a lot of them say, "Oh, you sort of forget the cameras are there." Maybe in moments, but generally, you know, in terms of the tactics that you're playing, you're very aware that that you're on a reality TV show. But I do agree. I think tonight the overacting was quite grating. And like you say, coming back to the girls, oh, Davide told me he loved me. Ooh. And, you know, I saw Gemma came in for a bit of stick, actually, because Gemma said under her breath, like, oh, she's off again. But, you know, people saying, oh, she's been snide and whatever. But come on, can you imagine being in there with Ekin-Su and this level of hamming it up and overacting? That must get on anyone's nerves after a while.
Yeah, and you're right, because at the end of the day, this is literally like a profile, isn't it? It's almost like a showcase for what they're going to do afterwards. So
yeah,
Ekin-Su wants as much TV time as most of them do. She's not the only one. And like I say, if she hadn't been in, Dave, we'd have had nothing this series at the start. She was brilliant when she came in, and the drama, whatever side you're on. I know reality radar, I'm sticking to it. My prediction was right. It was, and the reason I say that, everyone's like, oh, you know, like we've laughed about, oh, you're so ride or die. But it had the typical Love Island DNA, love story. You know, like what, like really, Ekin-Su's done a bit of a Liam, hasn't she, really? Because she got with Jay, all the deception. Everyone was loving the hands and knees thing and all that stuff. And they had this kiss, and then they got back together, and it's would he trust her? Then he cheated. So it has happened with both of them. Davide was the same. He kissed a few of the girls in Casa Amor, but it all plays to it. But what really grated on me was when she was talking to the girls on the rooftop, and she went, oh, yeah, because the thing is, I love that. And then stopped, and they all turned around like, Nick, what did you say? And I was like, are you taking the piss? This is terrible. This is so convoluted bollocks. And I think what the problem with her is, like me and Sam were talking about that, because Sam's like, tonight saying, maybe this is just the real her. I said, it might be. I said, but it just looks so overacted and false. Like, I really struggled tonight to believe anything she was saying. And the tears, but I was pissing myself. I was like, and she kept putting her fingers in her hands. Because Davide was upset. Like, he was, when that Alfie Bow was doing the whole Nessendorma thing and that, you know, being Italian.
Best
bit. And he had Yeah, he had brilliant. Yeah, he had great tears. And it's not to go after and do a 180 on her, but it just was just so hammy. I thought I was watching some sort of pantomime or something. There, I was waiting for it to go. Oh no, you didn't. Like it's just like, oh god.
Whip
So
off her
yeah,
mask for a Scooby Doo
yeah,
ending, but yeah, the whole thing with the unintentional, as if she's about to say I love Davide, but she just stops herself. Fucking hell! It was like she was throwing out a fish hook. And like the girls, she was reeling them in. She's like, I've got them here. They think I've slipped up really, but it was so false. So yeah, I thought we'd be on opposite sides of the fence, but we're absolutely on the same. And agree. I still think they'll win. Still think there's a lot of love for both sides of that couple. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Just the last few days, just the overacting, the soap opera acting. Like she's on the Brave and the Bold or something. It's just gone into overdrive. But I did enjoy Ness and Dormer, Chris.
they're good. Yeah, Alfie Bowe's good. He's from Fleetwood, Alfie Bowe as well in
Oh,
Lancashire.
is he?
So yeah, I know he's done stuff with like Michael Ball and that. I've seen him on like Ant and Deck and things like that. So I knew he was quite local to me. But yeah, he's got great. Is he actually Italian? But
I think
his
that
name's
was
Alfie.
Jamie's first football club who went
Oh, was it
yesterday.
Fleetwood?
Yeah,
Fleetwood Town. Oh,
yeah.
right, okay. Yeah, interesting. Well, interesting. But he's got a great voice, and I think Davide and Eccleston had the most money spent on him, Dave.
Yeah,
To get him out there, I mean, don't get me wrong, Dammy and Indies was good with the whole band and everything, and they were
brilliant,
walking through
wasn't
that town.
it? Yeah.
That must have cost a lot of money. And that, to me, seemed the most realistic out of the 3 dates we got. Like it really, because obviously we're going to get Tasha and Andrew and Gemma and Luca. Now, if we're going off what I think the producers are doing, or the way we said about Gemma Island, I've got a feeling Gemma and Luca are going to be the last date, and all their eggs are going to be in. I think they're going to get the most money spent on them, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, they've been more subtle about it, but it has still been a little bit of Gemma Island, hasn't it? So it'll be interesting. Who knows? Surely they must recognise that their popularity is not high. But then I don't know. Someone's voting for them because they're not in the bottom few whenever it's a couple popularity vote. So someone out there is voting for them. I just don't know who. But, sorry, go on.
No, sorry, Dave. I just wanted to piggyback off the back of that. I'd seen some things yesterday, and you may have seen them yourself. Pretty much every Islander who's left, the villa, and this year they're really going on all these podcasts, aren't they? They're really like, there's a platform for all of them. I mean, I've seen Charlie on literally everything. He's literally doing the rounds on anything to do with Love Island. He's on it, and why wouldn't you? Your profile, earn a bit of money and stuff.
So Liam is doing the club circuit. Like, you were fucking there for 3 days. It's ridiculous now, the exposure these people get, for appearing on a few episodes of Love Island. That is it. You don't even have to fucking win anymore. That's it. Just put your face on there a few times and then do the club circuit. Like David Brent.
You'd do the same if you were single, though, wouldn't you? You'd be there earning as much money as possible. I think there's a window, isn't there? There's not many of them that carry on. You've probably got 6 months tops before people forget who you are. I think, but most of them, the winners usually have more of a life expectancy in the public eye. But no, what I was getting at was I've seen about 3 or 4 podcasts now with various different contestants all backing Luca up, saying what a lovely guy he is. He's one of the most polite, helpful guys in the villa. They don't understand the edit he's hard, blah, blah, blah. And I'm genuinely questioning myself, and I'm thinking, but it's not editing what we've seen. Whether that's just one moment in the day and they're just picking on him all the time. Because like you say, there was stuff said about Jax, which was not even shown on the show at all until the very end. And Kenner had said it. He'd had a few dust-ups with a few people. Jay had a run-in with him. And there was stuff that he said he just kicks off. Remy, the lad from Manchester, he'd had a bust-up with him, and he kept saying we were always clashing. So there is, they are picking their fights with what we see, but that's not editing what we've seen him do with Luca. Yeah. And genuinely, I think there's been 5,000 Ofcom complaints about his behaviour towards Gemma and that. So I would like to think we kept saying this to give him a sort of an out that he will reflect on it. But whatever they're saying, and they're there, we're not there. We are seeing an edited TV show that's on an hour and 15 every night. But the stuff they're showing is not edited. What with the way he's treating her, they've obviously not seen that. So I just found that really interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure we've discussed though. I do genuinely think this kind of behavior that Luke is exhibiting, it's harder to spot, and we're getting the edited condensed bits, aren't we? But if you're in a group setting, and he's doing these little subtle things, throwing out these little jibes or whatever, for me, what he's doing is more subtle and harder to spot if you're there. So, I'm kind of giving him a little bit of an out. I said it many times. I just think the things that he's doing, like the gaslighting and everything, I still think there's that simmering rage. He's definitely still trying to be on his best behavior. You just see there's little red flags all over the place. And, someone said it, I think, on Discord, people put up with shit a lot more when they're younger. So maybe it's that as well.
That's a good point, actually. And I've seen, Dave, that Jax has deleted all traces of Paige on his Instagram. He had stuff up there and everything. Yeah. I think it's done that, don't you?
I was thinking, again, when Jax left and he's saying, "Oh no, you crack on." It's just like, "Oh yeah, I'll stay here then." No, you stay here. It's such a weird conversation. It was like what he was meaning was totally different from what he was saying, but she did crack on straight away, and she's gone full bore, hasn't she? She's heading off into the into Casa Adam. And I can't imagine that is too fun to watch. So I'm not really that surprised. Just sticking on Adam for a second, though, Chris. Jesus Christ, it was unclear really what his motivation for going in was. I think Love Island, even though we have a bit of a moan and say, "Oh, the series isn't as good as what it was," it's still this massive cultural phenomenon. When it comes on TV, social media's flooded, everyone's talking about it, people talking about it the day after and stuff. So I think getting a bit more exposure, but Jesus Christ, he was laying on thick, like how he's changed as a person. Now, I didn't see the previous season where he's on. You don't remember it.
Yeah.
But for the people who do, apparently he was this massive bellend and misogynist. But it was clear from the boat date that, it's all about Adam's redemption arc. He's such a better person now. And so this, for him, I think has just been a massive PR exercise.
Yeah, and you know what, Dave? It's funny because on my Facebook, you get the adverts. I keep getting Muscle Food. I used to buy food from there, and it's him doing the adverts for it. Like, buy this chicken and buy this protein stuff. It'll make you look like me. Forget about all the stuff that I'm taking. But this, he's there. It's obviously filmed it, and all you see under these people going, "Fuck! I didn't realize it was Adam Collard." Now they're watching Love Island, they realize it's him. So
yeah.
I'm with Dave. Look, we can all change and we can all grow. And he hasn't really put a foot wrong since he's been in there. But the cynic in me also says he's got a proper PR machine around him. I think he's going to do he will be the prime candidate for loose women. To grill him, they give him a redemption, say, "Oh, what?" And he'll say, "Look, I was bad. I was terrible. I wanted to go back in there, right all the wrongs." The cynic in me says that he's got the right people telling the right stuff now. And look, it could elevate him, but it takes that's 4 years since he did all that. So that's what I think is going to happen. He'll do the rounds more than any of them, I think, saying about what a great guy he is, Dave, or what people think of him now. I think you're right. Absolutely right. We've said that a few times.
Well, Chris, we've got, 3 episodes left? Presumably we have the rest of the dates tomorrow, and then the build up to the final, the poems, the speeches and everything. It's done now, this series, isn't it? Tonight's been really hard going. I think I've got absolutely no notes really, other than there were 3 dates, the bit fake soap opera acting. Yeah, it's just not really a lot going on.
No, and I don't think, it's going to be, the families must be coming in Sunday, because we were talking and I said, maybe they're not doing the families, but then Simon said, "Well, you've still got Sunday, haven't you? Because it's Sunday and the final's actually Monday, so I presume we're going to get an extended episode on Sunday, and then families will come in. But I think then, Dave, before we get to the email, because we've got a belting email, which I wanted you to read it out. I think I'll just read it out. It's a brilliant email. We're both going to laugh about. But, so from this point now, I'm going to give you my top 5. What order I think they're going to be, Dave. I think it writes itself, and then I want yours if that's all right. So I'm going to say 5th place. Unfortunately, it's going to be Dami and India, because for some reason they're just consistently, well, it's because of Dami's behaviour that they're at the bottom. Then we've got Adam and Paige. I think then we're going to go with this 5. It's Gemma and Luca. Then it's going to be Adam and Andrew and Tasha, and then Ekin-Su and Davide. That's how I think it's going to play out, Dave.
So I'd probably agree, but I would flip Paige and Adam and Dami in India. I think Dami in India will be more popular than Paige and Adam. Yeah.
Well, you could be right. I think India needs to be higher up, if I'm being honest, Dave, because she's nice. But I think with the Dami and Luca thing, it has just ruined their chances, both, relationships. Really.
Yeah. And I think I don't think Gemma and Luca should be anywhere near the top 3, but I just think her popularity will pull them through and have them higher. And I tell you what, Chris, give them a bit of stick earlier on in the season, and I think quite rightly at that time in that context. But Andrew and Tasha, I just think are going along really nicely at the moment. So, I think they'll probably come 3rd, as you say, but I think they've done really well.
Yeah, I do, and we didn't pick up on it actually. But he did say when he had the baby, Andrew, about his, your mummy's got superpowers, regarding a hearing impairment.
It was a little bit choking, nice. That wasn't it? It was like a bit of a lump in the throat. Yeah.
And we didn't say that in yesterday's episode, so that needed saying. So I thought that was nice as well, Dave. As much as we've given a stick, yeah, I'm with you. So I think they need to be in the top 2 now. They've done nothing wrong for over a week. We've called out what we thought. We've been right, we've been wrong. It's just, it's the part of the Love Island journey. But Dave, this email, when I saw it yesterday, I actually thought it was you sending it to me. And it's not. So this one's from Con in Cork, and it's entitled Tattoos. Hi, Chris and Dave. You're by far the best pod out there for covering reality TV, in fairness to you. Great crack, and always you tend to be spot on with when calling out spoofers. You have great personalities for it. Top stuff. My email is just picking up on Chris's admiration of some of Luca's tattoos. Tattoos are a big bugbear of mine. I don't get why lads get all these meaningless tattoos. I totally get why South American footballers get them, as a lot of them come from tough backgrounds and tattoos are generally part of their culture. I also understand people getting tattoos of a loved one for a genuine reason, but for feck's sake, lads, when I see an average Joe with so many tattoos for no apparent reason, or something like their own name in Chinese, or worse, their own name in English, meaningless tattoos and fake teeth, some serious compensation going on in there, desperate to be famous without any talent. Now, this bit, Dave, I'm going to speak about. Roberto Firmino was selling water on the streets with his mother to get by. His outstanding talent got him over enormous obstacles to get him where he is today. The tattoos, etc., in this case, feel authentic. Am I being very narrow-minded here? I appreciate I could be, but need the counter-argument, please. Kind regards, Con from Cork. So, Dave, before you get going, I've got my daughter's name in English. I've got Japanese symbols on the back of my neck, which is supposed to symbolise love for my wife from my wedding day on. I've got a full sleeve now of American meaningless stuff. Vegas, New York, Statue of Liberty. I've got the Eagles. I've got Route 66. I've got Mount Rushmore.
You're all American, aren't you?
I'm all American hero.
Fucking Jim Duggan.
When I was USA, when I was reading it, I was pissing myself going, this seems like Dave. This is Maeve again, Maeve. So I've got everything on my body which I can't said. So I was sort of picturing myself going, I feel quite shallow now, Dave. If I wasn't already. But I will say the one thing I'm picking up on, fucking Roberto Firmino. This guy, Con's got to be a Liverpool fan.
Fucking
Dave,
legend.
I'm sorry.
Premier League
Fucking
winner,
rubbish.
Champions League winner.
Dave,
Fucking
he's
what a
got
great
whiter
guy.
teeth than fucking
What a set of
Luca.
teeth.
Fucking shit, Dave. Absolute shit. I'm
Fucking
not having that
legend.
one bit.
I can see why you
Mate,
thought it was me, though.
yeah, fucking did. So, Roberto Firmino and his exceptional talent. Dave, I'm
She's
sorry,
saying he's
Con.
from humble beginnings, and so like his tattoos mean something. This is not about club allegiances. You got to appreciate someone who's built themselves up from that, come from that. So regardless of what club they play for, hats off to him for coming through and doing that. But Chris, I was looking at this and I was having a bit of a chuckle as well. And I was thinking of you, and then I was thinking, hang about. I mean, I don't have Chinese necessarily, but also have some Japanese. So I have my kids' names in Japanese. And I kind of forget. But then I've got a massive fucking Wolverine and a bear on my back as well. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's probably me. So I think Con from Cork, I don't think he's being narrow-minded, but it's okay to have a preference. If you don't like him, you don't like him.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously other people do, and we had a bit of a debate this week, didn't we, about Luca's tattoos? But I don't know. I personally, I don't like his. They just seem random. Like the tattoo artist has stood at the other end of the hall and thrown them at him. But that's what he likes. So yeah, I can't criticize him for that.
No, I can't. Look, Dave, I've got like a full story on my arm, and I've still got bits. Now, Sam's not a massive fan of tattoos. She's told me off many a time, saying you can't have any more. And I've only just started having tattoos again for the first time in, must be 15 years, no, 10 years. Sorry, I got a United one for a final, which says "Believe" on my forearm, on my wrist, and we lost it, Dave, anyway against Barcelona. But let's not talk about that. But no, but I didn't like the pain. I don't like the pain. But I've gone for this American one I wanted because I wanted Vegas on my arm, and it's just gone. But there's still gaps that's any doing. But yeah, I didn't think I'd have a full sleeve. I'd never intended on having a full sleeve, and I've got one on my right. I mean, left arm, my right arm's covered in a big tribal thing. So, but that was to cover up a Man United tattoo I had done when I was 21, Dave, because a City fan did it and put the devil, the red devil, saying MUFC with an actual fucking fork. He didn't have a fork, did he? He had it with the axe, and I didn't realise till about 6 months afterwards. And someone went, what the hell? He goes, he's a United tattoo. He said MUFC underneath it, and I went, yeah. And he went, the devil's got a fork, and I went, yeah, I don't even know. And after that, I was like, what? And he didn't do it on purpose. He just did it in the sky. He was a City fan. He's like, I don't like doing United tattoos. But the best, I'll tell you a little story about that. When I was getting me whole tribal thing on, and the guy did the tattoo, we were going away to Ibiza, and he did it, and he said, we'll have it done, and we'll have it coloured. And he did half of it in colour, and then the top half was just the outline. So you could see the top of the devil's head poking out, the red devil.
Right.
And it's a shit tattoo. You still see it come up every now and again. My skin flares up. I don't know why. And anyway, we're on holiday in Ibiza, and we're there, and I've got a vest on. We're eating breakfast, the all-inclusive. And this kid, Dave, is with his dad, sat right next to us. And he went, Dad, there's that man with a rubbish tattoo. fucking dad just went, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm laughing my head off, and I turned around and went, you know what, mate? Your dad's right. It is a rubbish tattoo because he's not finished it. And honestly, Dave, this dad could not do enough for me for the rest of the holiday. He was mortified. But I was laughing. I was like, it is a crap tattoo because I didn't want to go away with half a tattoo. And I've got pictures of it. I'll have to find it. It looks terrible, honestly. But yeah. So, Con, you made my day reading that email. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant email.
I'm surprised you didn't bring that up when we were doing the in-betweeners. You just reminded me of where the little kids... yeah, you like Manchester?
Yeah.
Manchester United goal. Very good, very good.
The next one's from me, though. Where is Daddy Owen? Hey, Chris and Dave. Love your podcast. Emailing in from California. Love the cursing and love how you hate Luke. He's an absolute bellend, and I'm glad someone is saying it. You don't seem to be aware of Ekinsu's former life of a Turkish pop star. So here you go. She sent us a link, Dave. I think we've seen this one, actually.
Yeah.
I'll have another look at that. But thank you for that, Mila. I also wanted to say that it doesn't seem like they're going to do Family Day. I think it must be because of all their families' hate towards their loved ones' partners. This has been the absolute most boring end of a Love Island series, and that is saying something. I think the producers must be freaked out by something that happened and don't want to intentionally get emotions up in the villa. There is such weird tension. Nobody seems to like each other as friends, and I don't think any of these couples are going to survive on the outside. I think if they did, do something fun like the tweet challenge or their family's house of cards would just crumble. Can you imagine India's family meeting Dami, Tashi's dad meeting Andrew after Tiggate, Davide's family meeting Ekinsu? No, absolutely not. Anyway, keep up the great work. Thanks for that, Mila. Brilliant.
That is good. And I think Tasha's dad has actually tweeted something. I think someone put it on the Facebook page that Tasha's dad has tweeted something like, Andrew's turning into son-in-law material or something like that. So I think Andrew's kind of won them round a bit.
No, look, Dave, he's done nothing wrong, has he? To be honest. Well, no.
What?
He's done nothing wrong. He's done nothing wrong.
It's my favourite Love Island moment ever. So tits or whatever. I licked her tit or whatever.
That's a poor choice of words.
Oh, he's a great guy.
He's just misunderstood. Yeah, sorry. That was a poor choice of words. Anyway, the next one is from Anna. Hi guys, found your podcast this season of Love Island. I really enjoy listening to your views on each episode. This is my first time emailing, just a quick one. I've had no faith about Dami and India's coupling since Dami jumped on Summer within 2 minutes of being in Castor Moore. His behaviour since then has been pretty gross, but I'm not going to go everything again now, as you've done a great job of picking up on everything. The date they had left me feeling cold and dead inside. Dami could not have been less sincere the entire time. He could not make eye contact with Indy during any of the key moments of this chat. He came across really scripted and wouldn't. Asking her to be his girlfriend is clearly him trying to gain votes because they were in the bottom. I believe Indy is genuine in her feelings, but I have no doubt that Dami will dip his wick in the first girl that offers it to him outside the villa. I cannot see him staying faithful, and he'll definitely be putting it around and breaking her heart within a short time of leaving the villa. I feel really sad for India. She's been treated like a fool and she deserves a lot better than that dickhead Dami. Over and out, Anna. So, Dave, we can talk about that. Yeah, great email, Anna. Thank you. Asking her to be his girl. I mean, different, because I do respect them more when they don't do hunt the fucking thimble, but it did feel like it was because I did pick up, and I didn't say that, I forgot that. I did pick up on him not making eye contact with her. Now, he might just be uncomfortable. It's not his thing. He doesn't deal with these situations very well, because it was awkward even when he said, will you be my girl? He didn't say girlfriend, be my girl. But I did pick up on what Anna said about the eye contact, and that can be quite telling, really.
Yeah, I mean, the cynic in me says it's a tactical play, isn't it? You know, even with Davide saying he loves Ekinsu, you know, in the final dates. This is the moment, you know, this is the time when you make that big gesture, isn't it? You know, to win the public's heart and everything. So, you know, I don't know. I don't think they've got any less of a chance than any other couple. Probably Andrew and Tasha aside, right? Because of their journey and where they've been through. I think they'll stay together for at least 6 months, but they'll be the longest that stay together, and possibly even further than that. But Chris, we do have a couple of reviews on iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, as the kids call it nowadays, and talking about things that you think the other host has maybe written. The first one is from the US, and it says, "Love your podcast." And it says, Chris, "Not sure why everyone's so hard on Chris, but he actually makes the show more entertaining. It will be boring with sensible Dave all the time." And that's from Zed Zervo. And we've actually got a second one, which is harsh but fair. "Keep it up, enjoying listening to you both." And that's from FCA89. Very good.
Thank you for that, Dave. Sorry, who was the one who did that amazing first review? What was that?
Zervo.
Sensible Dave. That's a t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh dear me. I was thinking about this the other day, though, because I was listening to your appearance on Back to the Filmography, where you did the Mean Machine review with Jack. And obviously, you know, if I go on to other podcasts, because we are a bit promiscuous like that, aren't we? We do go on to other podcasts, but just the chemistry is just not there. It's different when you and I get together.
It is, to be fair. I always feel like I've lost my right arm when I'm not there, Dave. And obviously my right arm's important because I'm right-handed, if you know what I mean.
Well, I am so glad I am the left hand.
No, you're the right. I think about you all the time. But anyway, Dave.
Next time, I bet you will. Just think of me, Chris. Just think of me. Little wink. There you go.
Be more than 20 seconds, Dave. But anyway, right, so... just took a sinister turn. But no, it's always the same. Like we do a lot. We've got so many friends within our comics network, haven't we? And we will go on different. You do more than I do. You go on a lot of them more than I do. But I always, when I'm there, I always want to like pass over to you. I've even called people on their podcast, Dave. I'm always going, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, dear.
Dave, it's when I'm calling Sam, Dave. That's the problem. You know what I mean? That's when we've got issues.
Like a shit podcast, Morecambe and Wise, aren't we?
Yeah, that's it, Dave. But that review's made my day. Sensible, Dave. I'm going to keep sending you that all day now. So, big thank you to everyone who stuck with us this season. All the new listeners and all the emails are fantastic, guys. Thank you. If you do want to email us before the season finishes, obviously we're going to carry on doing other things. We've got Match UK coming up on that, but if you do want to talk about Love Island, get it in before Monday. So Chris and cdrealitycast@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on social media, @cdrealitycast. If you don't support us, get over to patreon.com/cdrealitycast. And if you want to follow us and talk to us on Facebook, get over to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. It's brilliant, guys. We're nearly at 350 followers now, which is absolutely fantastic, and loads of chat. And we get loads of stick and that, and I love it. Absolutely love it. So today's roll call of honour is Megan, Kate, Annabeth, Gavin, Maggie, Kristen, Zoe, Tom, Gillian, Michelle, Keith, Helen, Brianna, Neve, Jacqueline, Noreen, Amy, Joanna, Helen, Libby, Katie, Dee, Hannah, Priscilla, Susan, Hennessy, Hayley, Lauren, luckily Green, and Ken Gustafson. So thank you so much, guys, for all your support. Absolutely amazing.
That's fantastic, Chris. And yeah, despite the lull, despite the sort of drop in energy, it has been a brilliant season. And as always, the interaction is just phenomenal. I love it when we do Love Island series and everyone sort of emails in and joins in the chat with us and everything. So absolutely brilliant, sir. So thank you very much. And thanks to everyone out there for listening. And we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.